Busy Moms. Welcome to Busy Moms Yoga. I'm Megan. Thank you so much for joining me today for this quick but awesome hip focused stretch. Shouldn't take too long. We're going to go through the whole flow on one side first. I'm calling it a flow. It's really more of a stretch. The whole stretch on one side first, taking it to like a little downward dog breather, and then repeating the whole thing on the other side. So you might feel a little sensation on the right side first, but the left one will definitely catch up. Get yourself a mat. We're going to be on our mats pretty much the whole time. A block could be helpful for lizard, for pigeon, and for cow face pose today. So if that sounds like something that you want the props for, then go ahead and get yourself a block. Okay, but otherwise we're going to get started in a child's pose today. Wide knees, as wide as you can make them, big toes touching. Start to walk your hands out and drop your forehead down to the mat and breathe. Thank you so much for joining me today for this hip focused practice. I don't know about you, but for me, my hips are always tight. I don't know if it's because I ride the bike or from all the running I did when I was younger. I just can't ever seem to stretch the hips out enough. So doing something like this, maybe just once a week, help with mobility, help with flexibility, and honestly, it just feels good. Really sinking into those hips. Try to send your hips back as close to your heels as you can. If you're using the block, move that out of the way. Tuck your toes. Let's rise up to a downward dog to start. Pedal the legs out a little bit here, especially if you were just starting out your workout for the day. Might still be a little stiff, so bring some movement. Maybe rock the hips from side to side. Shake your head yes and no. Bring a little mobility to the neck. And then trying to drive those heels down towards the mat just for a moment, sending the chest towards your upper thighs. Walk your toes up towards the top of your mat. We're just going to hang here in a forward fold. Release the head and the neck. Start to shift your weight forward into your toes. Really feel those hamstrings turn on. One more breath here. We're going to get into our first lunge. Keeping your right foot where it is. Step back with that left foot into our low lunge. An option to use blocks here as well. So if you had those blocks and you like to use them for lunge just for a little support, bring the ground a little bit closer. We're going to start just rocking back and forth, kind of getting that ankle in the back, pretty mobile, stretching out the calf, stretching out the hamstring. Just a few times, still breathing. Start to wake up that back leg. And then find stillness in your lunge. Bring the left knee down to the mat. Don't really need the blocks right now. We're going to open up that front hip. So keeping your feet right where they are, kind of shifting your weight into the left hand. I'm going to just very gently start to apply some pressure to open up my hip a bit on the right side, kind of bringing my foot onto the outer edge of my right foot there. I'm looking over that right shoulder, kind of taking a little bit of a twist while we open up that hip. And breathe. Nice and slowly return your right foot to the mat. Bring the right hand inside the right foot and scooch that right foot over towards the outer edge. Kind of take it to a lizard. Lizard is a great posture to play around with all the different variations. So I'll kind of walk you through a bunch and maybe play around with me and see what you like so that next time you kind of know what feels good or what you're looking for. So keeping that right foot flat on the floor, keeping my right knee pressed up against my right tricep. So they're going to pretty much stay connected no matter what variation you take. So option to stay right here. You're feeling a good stretch. It feels good. Just hold it there. Want to make it a little bit more active. Tuck the toes, lift that back leg up. Still maintaining that connection between my right knee and my right tricep. Now, from here, either knee up or knee down, totally up to you. Obviously, having your knee up is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. So if that's what you're here for, doesn't really deepen the stretch anymore, but it does kind of challenge your strength with that left leg. Now you can kind of play around with your blocks here if you'd like. So if you're feeling like this is a little bit too low, you can always prop your blocks underneath your hands. That will help bring the ground a little bit closer. You may feel a deeper stretch. You can also use them to get lower. So maybe starting out, you want to come down to your elbows. Start with your elbows on blocks first. Then if you feel like you can move the blocks completely out of the way and bring the elbow down to the mat, I don't really think that that's what I'm feeling today. So I'm going to keep the blocks there. I'm going to keep my knee down. And I'm just feeling that good stretch, maintaining that connection between my right knee and my right tricep, my right shoulder. Just another breath or two here. And wherever you are, I'm going to move the props out of the way, although I am going to keep one pretty close. I'm going to come back to a tabletop. So swing that right leg around to meet the left. And from here, I'm going to extend my right leg back, keeping the toes pointed down. Engage the core here for a quick moment. I'm going to take it to a seated cow face pose. So take that right knee and cross it over your left. So you're on your hands and knees still. You might have to shift a little bit towards the center of your mat. Knees are crossed over one another. We're going to come back onto our seat. Now, I like to prop a block underneath my seat when we're taking a seated cow face pose. You can play around with that. If you come all the way down to the mat, that's fine too. Totally your choice. And just make some adjustments, keeping your knees stacked on top of one another, feet are out to the sides. And this may feel a little tense on the hips. That's why I encourage you to try it with the block. You can stay right here, sitting up nice and tall, feeling that good stretch of the hips. Or if you want to take it a little deeper, just nice and slowly, with or without the block, start to walk your hands forward. Try to keep your sit bones connected to the block or to the mat, wherever you are, but folding forward. Slowly walk back up. If you're using the block, remove it for now. Come back to that tabletop, unwind your legs, tuck the toes, come back to a downward dog, and let's just pedal here for a moment before we take the whole thing to the opposite side. Just as we did earlier, walk your toes up to the top of your mat, hang here for a moment in our forward fold. Maybe grab opposite elbows, give yourself a little side to side sway for ragdoll. Gentle bend in the knees is totally fine. Release the head and the neck. Sometimes I feel that tension starting to creep back in. Gotta remind myself to let go. Hands can come down to the mat. We're going to switch sides. So this time we're going to take it to that lunge. Bring the right toes back, left toes up. And if you used your blocks on the other side for the lunge, feel free to use them here as well. Start with just that gentle rock, forward and back. Coming back into that lunge, drop the right knee down. We're going to open up that hip a bit. So shifting your weight into your right hand, I'm starting to turn towards the left side this time. Place your left hand on that left knee, and remember, nice and gently here, bringing your left foot onto the outer edge of your, shifting your weight to the outer edge of your left foot. Makes sense. And just gently guiding that hip open. You may feel some good stretching and some good shifting around of the muscles and the joints. Nice and slow, bring that left foot back down so it's flat on the mat. Gonna take it to that lizard, so heel toe the left toes towards the outer edge. And same variations here, right? So we're gonna keep that left tricep connected to the left knee. Wanting to make it a little bit more active, tuck the toes, bring that right knee up, holding it here, makes it active. Even if you just do so for 10 seconds at a time, right? Or maybe that's just not really what you're feeling today. You're here for the stretch, not for the strength training. And if you use the props on the other side, whether it was to lift you up or help lower you down, try it on the left side as well. And what we feel on one side might be totally different from the other side. Could be a completely different sensation based on flexibility. Slowly rising up, remove the blocks. I'm going to swing that left leg around nice and gently, returning to that tabletop position. Send the left leg out behind you, pointing the toes down. Engage the core for just a moment, taking it to that cow face pose. So crossing the left over the right this time. And if you wanted to use the block again, totally up to you. Start to shift your weight back. Prop the block underneath if that feels good for you. Sometimes you just have to make some adjustments to get it right. No big deal. Sitting up nice and tall, you may feel this hip stretch right away. Totally fine if you just stay right here. Or maybe you want to deepen it a bit. Start to walk your hands forward, and you may find that you have more range of motion on one side than the other. I feel like I was able to come down a little bit lower the other side. That's okay. When you feel that stretch, you've hit your limit, and just hold it there. And some days we have greater flexibility than others. The important part is that we just keep coming back. Slowly rising back up, remove the block, coming back down to our hands and knees. Tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward dog. Before we close out today, we're just gonna take it to a pigeon. I did not do it earlier as part of the stretch sequence because I figured we would hold it for a few more seconds. So when you're ready, reach that right leg up and back, big inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, right knee towards the right wrist. Shift the left foot back if you need to. Keep the right hip up, elevated off the mat. You can always prop a block underneath your butt cheek if you need to. Don't have to, but it's there as an option. And walk your hands out, maybe resting your forehead on the mat or on your hands. Give your right toes a little wiggle every couple breaths. And don't forget to breathe. Nice and slow, we lift up. Our pigeons are going to be our last posture, so if you feel like holding them a little bit longer, you're not missing out on anything, go for it. Sometimes that's a nice one to really settle into. Kick the left leg up and back if you're moving through with me. Bend that left knee to the left wrist, scooch back with the right. And same variations on this side. If you need to prop the block underneath your left hip, go for it. Maybe walk your hands down. It always feels so much better for me on the left side than the right. Can enjoy it better. That's why I'm glad we do the right leg first. Wiggle the left toes every few breaths. Slowly rise back up, tuck the back toes, take it to a downward dog. One last time, pedal out, take any movement that you may need. Drop your knees to the outer edges of the mat, big toes to touch, child's pose, just like we started. Bring your forehead down to the mat and breathe. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you feel a nice deep stretch in the hips. We hold so much tension, so much emotion in the hips. It's nice to just take a class to kind of relax those and really focus on them. I encourage you to come back and do this one again or check out some of my other content. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. Follow me on Instagram at Busy Moms Yoga, and I'll let you know when I'm posting new stuff. All right, guys, have a good one. Thanks for coming.